Hello everyone. In this video session, I am going to explain part 61 of Java for Testers series, that is while iterative statement. In Java, we have some statements known as flow control statements. And these flow control statements at a high level can be categorized into three types. One is selection statements. Then we have iterative statements and transfer statements. Flow control statements in Java can be categorized into three types, that is selection statements, iterative statements, and transfer statements. So out of these three different types of flow control statements, under the iterative statements, we have some iterative statements like while, loop iterative statements. Then we have do while loop iterative statements. Then for loop iterative statements and for each loop iterative statements. And a current video session, I am going to explain about this. The first iterative statement of this flow control statements, that is while loop. While loop iterative statements, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate as part of the current video session, guys. So guys, let's get started with this while iterative statements. So while statement is one of the iterative statements. While loop statement is one of the iterative statements which fall under the flow control statements. So these iterative statements fall under the flow control statements. While is one of the iterative statements which fall under the flow control statements. Now the second line, while loop executes the same block of code multiple times until the Boolean condition turns false. What does this line mean? So let me explain this particular line with the help of this while loop syntax. If you have to use this while iterative statement in Java, guys, you have to use this syntax. Okay, the while loop statement, guys, and this while iterative statement has a condition. As you can see, there is a condition here, and this condition will return either true or false. Okay, this condition will return either true or false. If this condition returns true, the statements inside this, okay, the statements inside this while block will be executed, and again the control will come back to the same condition, guys. Okay, if the condition is true, the statements inside this while block will be executed, and once the statements inside the while block got executed for once, the control will come back to the again while condition only. For the second time, the condition will be checked. Okay, second time the condition will be checked, and if the condition is still true, again the same set of code will be executed for the second time, and again the control will come back to the third time it will come back to the condition, while condition. Again, if this condition results in true, again the same block of code, okay, the same block of code will be executed like that, guys, until this condition becomes false. The same block of code inside this while block will be executed multiple times. So while loop executes the same block of code. This is nothing but the same block of code. Okay, this while loop execute the same block of code, this selected code, multiple times. Okay, it will execute the same block of code multiple times until this condition becomes false. Okay, till this condition becomes false, guys, the same block of code in the while loop will be executed multiple times. Once this condition becomes false, it will come out of the while loop. So hope you understood what exactly the while loop does, how it executes the same block of code multiple times. Okay, as I already explained about the iterative statements in the previous video, so the purpose and all. So while iterative statement also falls into the iterative statement category, where it executes the same block of code multiple times until this particular condition becomes false. Okay, till this condition is true, the same block of code will be keep on executing multiple times. Once this condition becomes false, it will come out of this while loop. Okay, this is how the while iterative statements works in Java, guys. And the next line, while loop tests the condition before executing the code in the loop body. What does this mean? Before we execute this block of code, the condition will be checked. Okay, so while we start executing this while loop, Okay, the first thing that will be checked here is the condition, guys. Based on this condition only, this block of code will be executed. Either it will be executed 0 times or 1 time or 2 times. We don't know. Based on this condition, it will happen, guys. Okay, the condition plays a vital role in this while loop iterative statement to execute this block of code either 0 times or multiple times. It's up to this condition, guys. Based on this condition, that will happen. Either multiple times or 0 times is also possible, guys. Based on this condition, if the condition is initially false, then this block will not be executed at a single time also. Okay, it will not be executed even single time if this condition is initially false only. Okay, but if this condition is true, okay, for multiple times, the same block of code will be executed multiple times until this till this condition is true. But by the time this condition becomes false, we'll come out of this while loop iterative statement. Okay, let me explain more about this line using this flow diagram so that you can understand it better. So this is the flow diagram, guys, using which I'm going to explain how this while iterative statement is going to work. So guys, the execution will start here, and by the time it reaches this while loop, okay, while loop iterative statement, the first thing that will happen is that this condition will be checked. Okay, the condition of this while loop iterative statement will be checked. It will be verified. If it results true, this condition is resulting in a Boolean value true. In that case, the block of code which is inside this while loop iterative statement will be executed. The code inside this while loop will be executed. In this case, this is the code, guys. Okay, the code inside the while loop means this one will be executed. And once the block of code got executed, again the control will go back to the same while condition. Okay, so once this block of code is executed once, it will not continue, guys. Instead, it will go back again to the while condition itself. Here again it will go back to the same while condition. Again it will check whether the condition is resulting in true or false. Again, if it is resulting in true, again the same block of code will be executed for the second time, and this will keep on repeating until this condition is okay. Till this condition is true, the same block of code will be keep on executing multiple times. Once this condition becomes false, then it will come out of this while loop iterative statement. Till this condition is true, it will keep on executing the same block of code multiple times, and when the condition becomes false, finally it will come out of this while loop iterative statement. Okay, this is how okay the while loop iterative statement works. And also, as you can see in this diagram, guys, as you can see, when this while loop iterative statements start executing, if the condition is initially false, okay, if the condition is in the initial itself the condition is false, okay, then it will directly come out of this while loop, guys. Okay, it will not even execute this block of code even one time also. Okay, the first go itself the condition is false, then this code will be skipped. This block of code will be skipped if the condition is in the first go itself the condition is false. It will come out of this while loop without even executing this block of code. Okay, this code will only be executed when the condition is true. So the condition will be checked first, guys. If it is true, then only this block of code will be executed till the condition is true. Otherwise, it will come out of this. So in the initial go itself, if this condition is false, then it will directly come out of this while loop without even executing this block of code even a single time. So this is how, guys, the while iterative statement works. Okay, hope you understood how this while iterative statement works and what is the purpose of this while loop iterative statement in Java and how it works and all based on the condition, initial condition. Okay, so to make your understanding more clear, guys, and more better, I'm going to give you or practically demonstrate some examples on this while loop iterative statement. Okay, I have collected few examples on the while loop iterative statements. So after you go through all these examples and my practical demonstration of all these examples, you will get more clarity on this while iterative statements, guys. Okay, so let's get started with the practical demonstrations for this while loop iterative statement in Java. So let's start with the first one, that is demonstrate the while loop when the condition is always true. Okay, so when the condition is always true, then the loop will be iterated infinite number of times. For example, here, guys, in this diagram, okay, if this condition is not going to become false at any point of time, what will happen, guys? The condition is true, so the block of code will be executed. Again the condition is true, it will keep on executing, guys. Okay, because the condition is not going to turn false, so it will turn into an infinite loop. Okay, it will keep on executing like this. while condition, block of code, then while condition, again block of code. So there is no chance that condition will become false. So the program will be stuck here itself, and it will stuck in the infinite loop like this. Okay, it will keep on executing the same block of code infinite number of times. So that will happen. That I'm going to demonstrate, guys. Okay, if the condition is always going to be true, what is going to happen? The loop will be iterated infinite number of times as the condition is always true. Let me demonstrate it. Okay, so here I will say int a is equal to 5 comma b is equal to 6. Okay, int a is equal to 5 comma b is equal to 6, let's say. Now if I say, if a is less than b, if a is not if, guys, here in place of if I will say while. Okay, while a is less than b, I'm demonstrating the while loop iterative statement, guys. So I have to say while. While will have this condition. The syntax for the while will be like this: while and some condition, Boolean expression, which will result in either true or false. Should be there here. And this is a block of code, right? Here also same thing is there. While is there. While loop iterative statement is there, and it has some condition. It is nothing. This condition is nothing but Boolean expression, which will result in either true or false. Okay. This expression will return in true or false, and this is a block of code, guys. Here I will print something. Okay, I can write any lines of code here, guys. Okay, 1 line, 2 line, 3 line, your wish. You can write any block of code. System.out.println, and I will say, I'll give anything. I can say anything here, qfox.com, let's say. Okay, run this. So when I run this, what will happen? Let me show you. Before running, I will explain that. Okay, so here a is 5 and b is 6. So 5 less than 6 is true. This Boolean expression is resulting in true. So this block of code will be executed. The block of code inside this while loop iterative statement will be executed. That is this system.out.println qfox. So qfox.com will be printed in the output console. Okay, it will be printed when you execute it. But after that, after executing this block of code for one time, so now the control will again come back to this while condition. Again the condition will be verified for the second time. A less than b. Here 5 less than 6. True or false? Again true only, guys. So again it will enter into this loop, and again it will print qfox.com in the output console. Then again the control will come back to this while a less than b. Again this condition again will become true because 5 is again less than 6. That is always true. So again it will print qfox. So it's not going to end, guys. It's keep on repeating because this condition is not going to be false at any point of time because a less than b. 5 is always less than 6 only. Okay, this is not going to change. So this loop will be iterated how many times? Infinite times, guys. Okay, it's not going to stop. Let me show you practically the same. Okay, let me practically demonstrate and show you the same, guys. So right click on this demo.java and say run as Java application. Observe that. You see my cursor, the sidebar is blinking because it's keeping on printing. Okay, it's not going to stop. The programming is still executing. Okay, the program is still executing, and you see qfox.com is getting printed like anything infinite times, guys. It's not going to stop. Even though you wait for this to stop for entire day, it is not going to stop because it is an infinite loop, guys. This program is not going to stop. Okay, so how to stop it then? What is the solution now? Okay, since this program went into the infinite loop here, as you can see, it's keeping on printing qfox.com. Okay, it's not stopping. It's never ending. So how to stop this process? Okay, how to stop this program? There's we have to do it very forcibly, guys. Okay, we have to forcibly stop this program. You can see some red button here. You have to forcibly terminate this program. Okay, we have to switch off this program, guys. Otherwise, it will keep on running like this. Okay. So when you click on this terminate option, you see it stopped finally. Okay, the program has been switched off. Then only that infinite loop will stop. Otherwise, it will keep on printing, guys. So if the condition is always true, what will happen, guys? This loop will be executed infinite times. Okay, until you forcibly terminate the or turn off the program. Okay. So this is one example of the while loop. Okay, while loop iterative statement. What will happen when a condition is always true? You have understood it now. Now I'm going to demonstrate the second example where demonstrate the while loop when the condition is false. Okay, what if the condition is false? Let's say if I say a greater than b. Okay, so what will happen here, guys? The condition, this Boolean expression or condition is resulting in false. This loop will not be executed even one time also. Okay, by default, if the condition is false in the initial go itself, the condition is false. This this block of code is not going to be executed even one time also. Okay. You see what will happen? Let me show you. Here 5, A is 5, 5 greater than 6. True or false? Is 5 greater than 6? Wrong. That's not correct. So it will result in false. While false, the condition is false, we'll come out of this while loop, guys. So this block will not be executed, it will be skipped. This block will be skipped because this condition has resulted in false. So nothing will be printed, guys. When you run this, right click run as Java application. You see, in the output console, nothing got printed. Nothing will be printed, guys, because the condition is by default false. There's nothing going to be printed here. Okay, A greater than B is by default false. So this while loop iterative statement will not be executed. The block of code of this while loop iterative statement will not be executed even single time also. Okay. So this is what you have to understand as part of the second example. The condition is in the initial code itself, it is false, then nothing, the loop will not be executed even one time also. Okay. But if the condition is always true, condition is always true, then infinite times. The condition is in the initial code itself false, the loop will be skipped. The block of code inside the while iterative loop statement will be skipped. It will not be executed even one time. Okay. So that is as part of the second example. Now the third example, guys, demonstrate the while loop where the condition is initially true and after few iteration is turned false. Okay. So initially the condition is going to be true, and after a while, after a few iterations of after few multiple loop iterations, the condition is going to become false. So how this is going to work? Let me demonstrate. So for this, I will take a different example, guys. That is, I will say int I is equal to 0. Okay. While I will give a condition, guys. While I is less than 3. Okay. The current value of I is 0, guys. Okay. The integer literal 0 got stored into this variable I, and here in the while condition I said if I when I is less than 3, then only go inside this while loop. Okay. So here I will say system.out.println. I will print the same thing like qfox.com. Okay. So before initially the condition is true, guys. Okay. If the condition is true here, initially the condition is true, that is 0 less than 3 is true. While true, it will go inside. So if I run this, guys, this will go into infinite loop because this condition is going to be always true. Let me show you what will happen. 0 is assigned to the I. So here 0 less than 3. True or false? 0 is less than 3 is correct. So true. While the condition is true, it will go inside this while block. Okay, while loop. And this system.out.println will be executed. So qfox.com will be printed in the output console. Okay. Once this block is executed, again the control will go back to this condition. Okay. Once this block of code is executed, the control will go back to the condition. Then again, what is the value of I? Again, the value of I is again 0 only, 0 less than 3, again true. Again, this qfox.com will be printed. Now again, condition will be checked. I is all again 0 only, 0 less than 3. So it will keep on repeating and it will enter into the infinite loop. Okay. Sorry. So right click on this demo.java and say run as Java application. As you can see, infinite loop. Okay, it will keep on printing. It will never stop, guys. We have to forcibly terminate this or turn off this program. Okay. Now, how to overcome this problem of this infinite loop? So this value of I should not be 0 every time. Okay. If it is always 0, this condition will result in true always. So instead, I will have to change the value of I. Okay. If I change the value of I, at some point of time, this condition will fail. Okay. If I is always 0, 0 less than 3 will always be true, guys, and this while loop will be into the, what will happen? Infinite loop. While loop will enter into the infinite loop. Instead, if I change the value of I, okay, so that this condition is going to fail or it is not going to, it results in false. Okay. Let's say if I say plus plus I here. Okay. You remember, right, in the one of the previous video, I explained this operator, increment operator. Okay. I'm using it here with the variable I. Okay. Now let me demonstrate what is going to happen. Okay. So when you execute this program, the execution will start from the main method, and inside the main method we have int I is equal to 0. 0 will be assigned to the variable I. So here while the condition will be checked initially, guys. So here I is 0, guys. 0 less than 3 is true or false? 0 less than 3 is true, guys. If this is going to be true, this while block is going to be executed. So qfox.com will be printed here. That's fine. After this qfox.com got printed here, immediately this statement will be executed. That is plus plus I. What is plus plus I, guys? The value of I will be incremented by 1. Okay. So here I value is currently 0. Now plus plus I, what will be the value of I after this statement? It will be 1, guys. The value of I will be incremented by 1. So 0, I will become 1, guys. I will become 1. So after this loop block got executed, again the control will go here. What is the current value of I, guys? After incrementation, the current value of I got promoted from 0 to 1. So 1 less than 3 is again true. 1 less than 3 is again true. So this block will be again executed. So qfox.com will be printed for the second time. Now plus plus I will be promoted from 1 to 2 now. Okay. The current value of I is 1. So it will be incremented by 1. So it will become 2. Okay. Now the control will come back here. Now current value of I is 2. 2 less than 3 is true or false? True again. Again qfox.com will be printed. Now after printing that, again the value of I will be promoted by 1. That is it will I value will change from 2 to 3. Okay. Now control will come here. So 3 less than 3, true or false? 3 is not less than 3. 3 is equal to 3, but 3 is not less than 3. So this condition is going to become false, guys. Okay. It will return false now because it's not correct. 3 is less than 3 is not correct. So it will come out of the while loop. So this qfox.com will be printed how many times? 3 times. Until this value of I becomes 3, this loop will keep on executing, guys. Okay. Until this condition becomes false, when I value of I became 3, okay, this came out of this while loop. This how, guys, we can, okay, we can play with the while loop. So initially the while condition was true, and after a while the while condition became false. Okay. So you see qfox.com got printed 3 times. 3 times. Until this I became 3. Till this I became 3, the condition was always true. Okay. Once this value of I got promoted to 3, this condition failed and we came out of the while loop. So this is the third example, guys. Demonstrate the while loop where the condition is initially true. Condition is initially true, and after few iterations is turned false. Okay. After few iterations, it is turned false, which I showed you. Okay. The loop will be executed. This while loop will be executed until this condition is true. Once it becomes false, we'll come out of the while loop. So this loop body got executed how many times? 3 times. That's the reason we got this qfox.com printed 3 times. It got printed 3 times, guys. Okay. So we have executed the same set of code multiple times until this condition became false. We have executed the same code set of code multiple times using this while loop iterative statement. This is how, guys, this is actually purpose of this while iterative statement in Java. Okay. So these examples will be enough, guys, but out of curiosity, I would like to demonstrate more examples. Okay. So if you understand these 3 statements, that will be enough. Okay. If you understand these 3 statements, that will be enough. You can play with the while loop, while iterative statement already. Okay. You can play with it. You can change the stuff. Like for example, I will say I is equal to 3. Okay. I is equal to 3. And I will say I less than 0. I am making it reverse, guys. Okay. I'm just making this program a reverse kind of thing. Like currently I'm giving I value as 3. Now I less than 0. Okay. So sorry, I greater than 0. Okay. I have to give I greater than 0. So 3 is greater than 0. Fine. System.out.println qfox.com. Here I will say minus minus 1. Okay. Decrement operator I am giving. Instead of increment, I am giving decrement. How this program works, guys? Here the current value of I is 3. 3 greater than 0 is true or false? True. So it will be printed for the first time. Okay. After that, minus minus I. So the current value of I is 3. It will be decremented by 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. I current value of I is 2 now. 2 greater than 0. Again true. So qfox.com will be printed. Now minus minus I. Current value of I is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. So here I will become 1. 1 greater than 0 is again 2. So qfox.com will be printed. Again when it comes here, so the current value of I is 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. Now the value of I is 0, guys. 0 greater than 0 is false. Not correct. 0 is equal to 0, but 0 is not greater than 0. So it will come out of the while loop. So like this, guys, you can play with the while loop. Okay. You see, it got printed 3 times. So like this, I'm going to give more examples, guys, now. Okay. What I'm going to do is instead of printing this qfox.com every time, okay, let's say here I is equal to 0 and I less than 10, I will say. Okay. I less than 10. System.out.println the value of I is, I will say plus I. Okay, this variable I am printing here. The value of I is plus I. This variable I am printing here. The value stored in the variable I will be printed. Okay, along with the string literal, the value stored into the variable I will be printed. So here I will say plus plus I. Okay, or I plus. I can give anything, guys. I plus plus or I plus plus I. Anything will work here. Okay. So what will happen when I run this program, guys? Initially, the value of I is 0. 0 less than 10. True or false? True. So the value of I is, current value of I is 0, guys. So the value of I is 0 will be printed in the output. Then I will be incremented by 1. So now I became 1. 1 less than 10 is true again. The value of I is 1 will be printed. Then I will be promoted from 1 to 2. 2 less than 10. Okay. The value of I is 2 will be printed like that. Okay. Like that. When the value of I becomes 10, 10 less than 10 is false. It will come out of the while loop, guys. Okay. Let's run this. And run is, you see the value of I is in the initial iteration when you executed the initial first run, the value of I was 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 till 9, 0 to 9. Okay. When the I value became 10, guys, when the I value became 10, 10 less than 10 is false, so it came out of the while loop. Okay. So this is how, guys, you can practice while loop. Okay. Don't just listen to these videos, guys. You have to practice at the end. You have to practice. Okay. You have to practice all these examples by your own. You should get the same results, and you should get the confidence of using the while loop iterative statement on your own. Okay. If you are a beginner and all, then you should not actually watch and just go through the other things. Okay. So you have to practically practice each and every example that I am demonstrating here on your own, guys. Okay. Then only things will work out and your confidence will rise. Otherwise, it will not be of no use. Okay. It will be of no use. So the next another curious example that I would like to give is finding the mid value of 1 and 11. Okay. Finding the mid value of 1 and 11. Okay. So let me show you. So int I is equal to 0. How to find the mid value of 1 and 11? Finding the mid value of 1 and 11. Okay. So what I will do is I will assign this value 1 to one variable and 11 to another variable. Let's say int I is equal to 1, comma, j is equal to 11. Okay. How to find the mid value, guys? So what exactly is the mid value? Let's find it out. So here we have 1, 2, 3, or else I will give some different way. 1, 2, 3, 4 till 11 I have to write, guys. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, let's say this has the different values and we have to, in this range of 1 and 11, I have to find the middle value. Okay. So if I complete this one, this I have to mark this 11 as complete. Then 2, then other side we have 10. So we are actually reaching the mid value, okay, by doing so. 3, then 9 on the, if I have to select one value, here also I have to select another value, okay. So 4, then here 8, then 5, here 7. So what is the mid value, guys? So what is the mid value? The mid value is nothing but the 6, guys, okay. If you give these numbers 1 and 11, and if you have to find the mid value 6, how to find this mid value 6 using this while loop iterative statement in Java? So for that, guys, I'm going to give you an example. Okay, I'm going to practically demonstrate that. So to find the mid value of I and j, that is 1 and 11, okay, which are stored in the I and j variables. Okay, I have to use a while loop like this. While, okay, while I have to say while plus I have to increase the value of I by 1, right? Here I'm going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm increasing. But here 11 minus 1, 10. 10 minus 1, 9. 9 minus 1, 8. 8 minus 7, 6. 7. 7 minus 1, 6. Here, but on this right side, we have 1 plus 1, 2. 2 plus 1, 3. Here increment is happening. Here decrement is happening. So I have to implement the same logic, guys. I have to first increment. Okay. while I plus plus, okay, while I plus plus is less than minus minus j. Okay, here as I mentioned guys, I am incrementing the 1 by 1. Okay, every time I will be incrementing the I value by 1. Here 1, initially the value of I is 1. I will be incrementing this value by 1. 1 plus 1 will become 2. 2 plus 1 will become 3, like that. Okay, the value of I need to be, variable I need to be incremented because it has a value 1. But coming to the j, the variable j is holding the value 11. So it has to be decremented every time. 11 minus 1, 10, 10 minus 1, 9, 9 minus 1, 8, 8 minus 1, 7, 7 minus 1, 6. Okay, like that. So this has to be decremented. So till this value of I is less than, okay, j, that means for example here as you can see 1 is less than 11. Okay, in the initial 1 is less than 11, that is true. So it will go inside the while loop. So here guys I will not provide anything here. Okay, I will make it blank. There is no statement inside this while block guys. So after this while block, I will simply say system.out.println the mid value of 1 and 11 is plus I. You can give either plus I or plus j. You can give anything. Okay, so what's happening, how this program will work? Okay, so you have to understand this logic guys. The current value of I is 1, the current value of j is 11. plus I means, plus I means the value of I will be incremented by 1, that is I will become 2. And here minus minus j, decrement operator j, so 11 will become 10 here. Okay, so 2 less than 10, true or false? True, right? 2 is less than 10 is true. So it will go inside the while loop where nothing is there. Again, the condition will come here. Again, the control will come here. Now, the current value of I is 2. So it will be incremented by 1. So it will become 3. The current value of j is 10. So it will be decremented by 1. It will become 9. Okay. 3 less than 9. True or false? It's still true. Again, nothing will be there and it will come back again here. Okay. 4 less than 8. True or false? True again. Then I will become 5. 5 less than 7. 5 less than 7. True or false? True again. Now I will become 6. 6 less than 6. Okay. 7 minus 1 is 6. Okay. 6 less than 6. True or false? Is 6 less than 6? No. 6 is equal to 6. Now it will come out. The current value of I is 6 and current value of j is also 6. When the current value of I and j is 6, it came out of this while loop, and you can either print the value of mid value of 1 and 11 is I or j. Anything you can print guys. If you print I also, the same result you will get. If you print the value of variable j also, you will get the same result. That is the mid value 6 will be printed. Okay. So right click, run as job application. The mid value of 1 and 11 is 6. Whatever the result we are expecting, that happened. So this is how guys we have to use while loop. Okay. So this is one of the example of logic example where it solves a problem like it will find the mid value of 1 and 11. Okay. If you have to find the mid value of 1 and 11 using the while loop iterative statement, you have to use this logic guys. And one more addition to this guys, since there is nothing inside this while block. Okay. This while statement is there, the condition is there, but inside this while block, do you see anything guys? There is no statement inside this. So in such kind of cases guys, you can remove the starting and ending curly braces and directly put a semicolon here. While plus I less than minus minus j, put a semicolon. This is same as this one. Okay. If you have an empty while block, okay, if you have an empty while block, instead of this, you can put like this. This is also same. Okay. The while block is empty, you can directly put this shortcut guys. Instead of providing the starting and ending brace and don't try, I'm not writing anything, you can simply put a semicolon here. So this is nothing but that empty while block having this condition verified. Okay. Only the value of I and j will keep on changing until they find the mid value. So when they reach the mid value, when you print either I or j, it will print 6 guys. So let me print the j also. If I print j, the same result you will get. Right click, run as job application, you'll get the value 6. Okay. So guys, this is all about the while loop, while loop iterative statement in Java. So that's it. In the next video session, I'll explain the next iterative statement, that is do while iterative statement. Okay. The next video, I'll explain the next iterative statement in Java, that is do while iterative statement. So that's it, guys. See you in the next video session. Thank you. Bye.